normal thing. Go make some coffee. Wait for some people to show up. Find something to talk about. Have a good time. So, coffee first. Let's see. Get Hello Kitty. Get some water going. I don't know if y'all can tell, I cleaned up a little bit in here. My second cup of coffee for the day. I had one this morning. Here lately. Oh, it says it needs more water. We gotta get some more water up in here. Gotta get some more water for the curry. We gotta make that coffee happen. Never understood how. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing down there? Come on up here with me. Come over here with me. I've never understood, like I'm just making one cup of coffee, so why do I have to put, okay, there we go. I was going to say, I've got plenty of water there to make coffee. Let's get this thing going. So I can see comments while I'm not over here. Let's get the comments. Where? There we go. Oh, someone in here saying something. Hold on, let me get my glasses. I can't see what y'all talking about. Babe. Oh. How you doing? How are you doing this evening? Oh, hey, what are you doing over here? Hey, what are you doing? Why are you being weird? I'm the first. Yeah, no, I'm not coming over there. I'm too full. I had. I went and got pizza. Pizza is. Wait, where are you? Here, you stay still for a minute. I can open this up. Got some margarita bacon pizza. It was all right. Making cuddle. I ain't making no cuddle. Do I look cuddly? Huh? I ain't cuddly. I'm a hard, serious man. You can tell by my Hello Kitty cup. I got all this stuff over here. All my coffee accoutrements. Every once in a while I try and sound smart by saying words like accoutrements. These wash dishes. I should have a clean spoon over here. All right. I'm spilling coffee on the floor. That's a tragedy. That is a tragedy. Down here, wipe this up before it gets sticky. What are you doing down there? Come up here. Yeah, gotta clean that spilled coffee up before it gets sticky. Then you get ants. Babe, I ain't coming over to eat no pizza. This is my pizza. So what was whenever I was over at Pizza Hut, I was, waiting for my pizza to get done, and there was a cute little couple outside. They had a little baby boy. He was probably, I don't even know if he was 2 yet. He was just, little cute little guy. And like I was talking to them and was standing there waiting for my pizzas, and I was watching them, and the mom, was like singing songs and entertaining the little boy, and I got the I got the thought in my head. Being a mom is like being a YouTube content creator, but you only have one subscriber because she's doing like all this entertainment and it's just for this little guy. Like he's the only subscriber to, her channel. Noah Blinn said hi. Hey, Noah Blinn. How's things with you? How you doing? How's your mom and them? So yeah, like being a mom is like I have a lot of respect for moms. Like, they don't get enough credit. I mean, like all the men, all the good men, wouldn't be the men that they are without, having a good mom. And so, shout out to all my moms out there. Keep doing your thing. Like, it may not. Sometimes it may seem like, you don't get appreciation for what you do, but that doesn't matter. Like it's important work. Raising little boys and little girls, and giving them love, kissing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. All right, James here. James said, drink coffee wishing that it wasn't so hot outside. Well, it's not hot outside here. Let's see. What's the temperature here? Hold on. What is the temperature here? Hold on. Wait. It is 70. Hold on. What does it say? It's 71. 71 degrees. Cloudy. It's been kind of like misty rain, but it's nice and cool. Like there's a cool breeze. Let me come over here by the window. But got the window open. It's like a nice cool breeze. Let me bring the camera over here because there's still there's like a little bit of vestiges of sunlight left. Now let me turn that around. Look at what we got over there. Oh yeah. A little bit of color over there. I love me some sunset. Behind there's like some mountains over that way. And so the sun's kind of fading over the mountains. There are people still in the swimming pool. What the hell wrong with them? There's a lot of people here because it's, I just found out, I didn't know, because I'm not Filipino, but I didn't know it was a holiday. Monday in the Philippines is a holiday. I think the lady told me it's National Heroes Day because hello Kitty, yeah. but it's National Heroes Day tomorrow. So shout out to all the Filipino heroes. You know, now that I think about it, I probably should have done some research before I got on here. You know, to like find out about some of the Filipino heroes and kind of talk about them. You know, pick a few and talk about them. But I didn't do that. Uh, Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do. On tomorrow's live stream, uh, after I'm done with this live stream, I'm gonna research, some Filipino history and Filipino heroes and pick a few and you know talk about them. Um, I think that'll be fun. I'll learn something even if nobody watches and learns something with me. Because now that I know tomorrow's National Heroes Day, I kind of want to know about some of the Filipino heroes. Uh, you know, I mean, I could probably pick some out just from just from knowing names of stuff. Like I know there was a Rojas because like there's a Rojas city in pretty much every 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 island on the Philippines. I don't care if it's just little bitty tiny small island. They probably got a Rojas city. So there's an Aguinaldo. I know that's a name that I should know. Rizal, Jose Rizal. Who else? But I've seen names, and I know that they're important. I just don't know like the whole story. So tomorrow on my live stream, I'm gonna find out about like some of the major figures and heroes in Filipino history and kind of talk about it. The Filipinos that come to my chat, they probably learned all this stuff in school, and I'm not really telling them anything, but it'll be fun to find out. But I met one of my subscribers today. Uh, we we went and had coffee this morning, and came back up to the condo and talked for a long time. But it was good. I always like meeting new people, and that's another thing. I was at Pizza Hut just now, and like I said, I was, I had a conversation with this Filipino couple, but there was a Westerner. I don't even know where he was from, because after I ordered my pizza, I saw him sitting over there with looked like extended family. Like I had a wife and some kids, and like just a whole big family going to Pizza Hut kind of situation. And I went over there to say hi, like, hey, how y'all doing? And I don't even know that he answered. His wife said hi to me, but he just kind of looked at me, and I never understood that. Um, Maybe he didn't speak English. He could have, he could have been some kind of European. But the point is, like, you know, I've never understood these expats that come over to the Philippines and then have like this unfriendly attitude. Like, the point of coming to the Philippines is, like, let the culture like influence who you are. Like, if you ask the same grumpy expat, it's like, well, why'd you come to the Philippines? Oh, because people are so friendly. Yeah, well then, why are you such a sourpuss? Like, why don't you become a friendly person too? Anyway, that's been kind of a pet peeve of mine at times. Like I see some kind of Westerner, and it's about 50% of the time they just kind of like walk by you like they're trying not to make eye contact because maybe they'll have to talk to you, and it's I don't know. It's And somebody said before, it's like, expats are like that because, you know, they they don't want to interact with other expats because other expats can be assholes. But like, if you're being an asshole to avoid assholes, then at the end of the day, you're just another asshole. That's the way I look at it. Uh, is there a Golden Corral there? No, James. There's no such thing as Golden Corral over here. They've got buffets. Like you can find buffets, but you're not gonna find. I don't know. Maybe in Manila they might have some kind of Western food buffet, but for the most part, like buffets are gonna be buffets with different Filipino dishes. And they'll have some other stuff sprinkled in with the Filipino dishes. Um, but as far as Southern Corral, like you're thinking, you know, uh, you just have to come to my house. Tell me what you want, like, because Golden Corral's got those Southern type dishes, and you don't really get that anywhere over here. Well, especially not where I'm at. I'm sure that there might be some places that has some sort of, you know, southern theme or something. Uh, I wouldn't know. Anybody who comes in the comments knows there's a all you can eat. Yeah, buffets here are all you can eat. They've got all you can eat buffets. And I'm just saying, like the type of food, might not be, you know, the same. But that would actually be good. Like if when you guys come to visit, then go to an all-you-can-eat buffet and then just go around and get just remember what it is you're getting, get a little bit of everything, and then taste it. Figure out what it is that you like, because it's going to be different dishes that you never had. So you can go to an all-you-can-eat buffet and have just a little taste of everything, and then you'll kind of like. Well, I mean, they make some dishes different depending on where you go, but you'll at least have an idea of, well, I kind of like this dish and I don't like this dish. Uh, Fried rice. No, not too much. Like you can get garlic rice. Fried rice is more of a Chinese thing. Like I don't, you know, Filipinos don't really make fried rice in Filipino dishes. Um, you know, the rice is sacred. You gotta, you know, you don't want to do too much to the rice. The rice is, you know, doing its own thing. Add some garlic to it. That's what I'm talking about. Trying out the culture. Yeah, absolutely. Like, um, you know, uh, like I don't understand how like people will come over here. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Western food. That's what I like. It's what my palate is. But I do make it a point to go out and try different dishes. I need to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet so I can like try everything to really really know what I like and what I don't like. Um, but there's certain you know Filipino dishes that I like, and I need to kind of get out of the habit of ordering those things whenever I'm at a Filipino restaurant, because you know uh, you know, if I go to a Filipino restaurant and they got all this stuff and it's like, oh, lumpia, yeah, that's what I want. It's like, I know I like it. I want that. So like I end up not trying a lot of other dishes. Hey Rhoda, because you know um, I've got 3 or 4 dishes that I know I like. So if I see it on the menu, like order it. Uh, but I need to get out of that habit, and I need to. Now I know today, I had probably one of the worst pork chops I've ever had in my entire life today. I went to this little place downstairs, and they had on the menu like crispy pork chop. And I was like, crispy pork chop? That sounds pretty good. I'm gonna get a. And they had it, you could get a duo, so like 2 pork chops. I'm like, that sounds like a good lunch. I'll have 2 pork chops and some rice, and uh, I ordered like a lemon iced tea, and that wasn't good either. But those pork chops, like they were super thin, and they cooked them until like it was like pork chop jerky. The crispy outside was all right. It was, you know, like, it's like the crispy part around like fried chicken, but the actual pork chop itself was just like shoe leather. It was just dry and tough and wasn't good at all. Like, I notice a lot of people are like that. A lot of people way overcook pork. They you know, but it's like once you get pork. I'd have to look it up to give the right information, but you cook pork to a certain temperature, and it's done. Like any bad bacteria dies at whatever the certain temperature is, and any cooking after that isn't doing like you're not making the pork chop any more healthy or any less dangerous. You're just overcooking a pork chop is what you're doing at that point. All right, Poe, yes sir, reporting. 10th on like Poe, yummy masa wrap. I wish it was yummy masa wrap. Pogie, I'd talk about the. Hey, Jessa. Jessa said hi. Yeah, I wish it was yummy and masa wrap. Pogie, like I said, I went to lunch today at this tea company that's downstairs, and like I ordered crispy pork chops, and they were cooked. I don't think they could have been cooked any longer. Like, I was wondering why it was taking so long, and they were so thin. That's like no juiciness. The gravy was okay. The gravy and rice was okay. It was good. But the pork chop and the tea, no, wasn't good at all. Wasn't good at all. And then I've been eating a lot today. This morning, like I said, I met one of my viewers. Might come in here, who knows? But and met him for coffee this morning, and went downstairs, and the coffee place wasn't actually open when we got there. We were meeting up around 8 o'clock this morning. So, but they're right next to the coffee shop is this bakery, and they had coffee. So I went in the bakery, and I got a piece of cheesecake with a cappuccino, and it was okay. It was a good little breakfast. And then we ended up talking till it was almost noon. He said, "Man, I gotta go. I gotta, I gotta go eat lunch." And I'm like, "Cool." So he left, and then not long after that, I walked down to that other place and said, because I had eaten there once before, and I had sizzling sisig, and I liked it. But when I went in, I saw like crispy pork chop. I said, "That sounds good. Like I would like a fried pork chop." No, it wasn't good. Wasn't good. I was not satisfied with that meal at all. And so then here, before this live stream, I'm like, well, I'm kind of hungry now. I should eat before I do the live stream. So uh, I decided to walk to Pizza Hut, and I don't normally like, Pizza Hut pizza here, uh, but there's kind of like one type of pizza that I get because it doesn't have like the sweet marinara sauce, but it's I don't know if you can see that. It's the bacon margarita, so it's got like tomatoes on top and bacon, and it's not bad. It seems like it's got like a kind of like a white sauce, but which is weird. Like that's not a margarita pizza. But anyway, it's not bad. So I had that, and then decided to. Did I bring my Hello Kitty cup? No, not to downstairs. Like they got their own coffee cups down there. And I couldn't, I don't want to bring Hello Kitty out in public. It's too much of a chick magnet. I'd have women flocking all around me if they saw me out there sipping coffee out of my Hello Kitty cup. The guy that I was down there having coffee with, he was telling me whenever I was like looking at what I wanted, and he was ordering his coffee, at the cashier, he was saying like he said he couldn't hardly order from the cashier because he said she just kept looking over there at you. And I was like, well, I didn't even notice. I don't notice stuff like that because I don't know. I'm there for coffee. So, but I thought it was fun. We had a laugh about it. But what else happened today? Like I cleaned up, I did dishes because I knew I was gonna have company, so I made it an effort to, hold on, let me give y'all a little. Wait, where are my glasses? Hold on. Let me switch this around. Give y'all a little look around here. Hold on. I cleaned the floors, and I got my coffee stuff out. Did the dishes, and just kind of straightened up a little bit. I mean, it's still a little bit of clutter because I'm a dude, but I don't know. Just kind of cleaned up a little bit, made it suitable for having guests. Wait, Skylark said, "Oh God, no, I can't hold it any longer." What can't you hold, Skylark? Good evening, James and Karen. James and/or Karen. If you guys are not subscribed, James and Karen Adventures, do that right now because they're awesome. SK said, "Hi, I'm back. I'm drinking some beer from my own kitty cup." Well, one day, SK, I'll have to meet up with you, and we'll have a few beers and Hello Kitty cups. Unfortunately, it won't be this one. I gotta get a new one. James, Karen, it's rainy now here in Masbate. Yeah, it's been like I said, it's been kind of misty rain here, but not bad at all. And I was talking about it earlier when the live stream started, but I was asking somebody, it's like, why are there so many people here? I was like, it's busy. It's Sunday, so like people should be leaving. Like normally, you know, people come on the weekend, but Sunday, like everybody's leaving. And it said, oh, it's a long weekend. Tomorrow is National Heroes Day. I didn't know anything about that. So on the live stream tomorrow, like I'm gonna research some Filipino heroes and talk about a few of them just a little bit, because like now, like I'm interested now. I wanna, you know, I wanna learn about some historical heroes, Filipino heroes, and so we'll celebrate National Heroes Day on the live stream tomorrow. But yeah, it's busy here now. Like there's a lot of people just walking all around, and you know, luckily, like I said, it's not really raining. It's, you know, nice cool weather. Uh, just a little, sometimes just a little bit of mist in the air, but it's nice. Maybe you should visit Luneta and Fort Santiago sometime. Okay, come here in Manila. We will go to Luneta Park. All right, two people that think I should go to Luneta Park. So, um, yeah, I'll put that in my memory banks, and you know, one day whenever I'm feeling frisky to do, you know, kind of a expat tribute to Filipino heroes. Like I might shoot on location there and like make a tribute video. Okay, we'll go there. All right, I'll let you be a tour guide and make a video out of that trip. Yeah, see, Rhoda, I was saying the same thing. You know, I would, you know, take some video footage of Luneta Park, and I don't know what its uh, historical significance is, but you know, during like while I'm shooting, uh, you know, the scenery and the park and everything about it, you know, I'll talk about, you know, why it's significant. I don't know, like it may not be interesting to anybody but me, but you know, I'll enjoy making it. You've been there already, but you was lazy walking around. Well, I can't walk for very long. That ain't my fault. I got a bad hip, bad leg, bad something. And is it over by where the church was? I remember we went to this big church, and where what was the name of that market that there's like a big outdoor market area with a big church. Is Luneta Park near that? Where is that? What is that called? I forgot the name of that whole. Uh, let's see. Fort Santiago is nice. You will discover a lot about the prehistoric history. Okay. Quapo. Quapo? No. No. I forget the name of that area where I went shopping. A lot of walking around. Too much walking around. Um, but there was like a big church over in that area. I'm gonna think of it here in a second if someone doesn't tell me. Quapo Church. I don't know if that was K Quayapo. Yeah, I don't think that was the name of the church. I got to recharge my phone. It's at 80%. 80%. That how is that? Hey, Star Magic. Uh, how is that needing a charge? Like, if it was like at 8%, maybe I could see it. But you know, go ahead and charge your phone. Like, you know, I know you're one of those type of people. Like, if your gas tank is 3/4 full, you got to top it back up. Well, maybe that's how you are with your phone. Get down to 80%. Oh, I got to top this thing back up. Can't be having it at 80%. Yeah, but Baclaran Church. That's it. That the shopping area we went to was the Baclaran market and stuff, and there was a church. Is that the park you're talking about? The Luneta Park? Is that near Baclaran? I don't know where. And that's everybody went. Are you ready? Want to go to the end of the month? And no. Like at the end of the month, I'll be getting ready to go on my trip to Iloilo and Aklan and Rojas City and possibly Bacolod. I've kind of phased out like the, you know, like the urgency of, like, I'm just gonna take it as it comes. Like my trip will be over when I run out of money. I'll come back home and eat rice, drink water every day. But I'm gonna have a good time on my trip. I can tell you that. Baclaran Church, we went there just along the street. Yeah, I know, but I'm asking. You know, you were saying that, you know, we went to whatever park it was, Luneta Park, and I was just asking, is Luneta Park near like the Baclaran area, or I don't know. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let me. I'll figure it out before tomorrow, and you know, I'm like this is going into, like, I don't remember nothing about anything. I'm here talking about the present and the future, unless I'm telling like stories from my past, but I don't have any good stories from Baclaran other than I found some cheap cologne. That's what I bought at Baclaran Market, some cheap cologne. Anyway, it's, you know, I forgot what I was talking about. Um, how y'all doing? What y'all guys have for lunch? Like, anybody still here? Like, everybody stop talking. You know, it's just one thing. Whatever. All right. I am gonna enjoy my trip. I'm gonna enjoy my trip a lot. Do they have food stamps? I really don't know, like, any of the social programs in the Philippines. uh, Rhoda's got popcorn. I started whenever I went out to get food, ended up getting pizza. But Rhoda, do they have like, you know, like social welfare programs where they, you know, feed the government like gives like assistance. Uh, James is asking, or anybody that can answer that question. But back to when I was going to get pizza, I uh, was gonna originally go to the grocery store and get some microwave popcorn because I've been kind of craving popcorn. Bert, hey Bert, I've been kind of craving popcorn, uh, but then on my way down, I'm like, yeah, well, it's closer to go to Pizza Hut, so I'll just go over there. Bert said, "What's up?" Yes, they have. All right, James, they have food stamps or something similar, some kind of you know social welfare program for people to eat. Bert's laughing at me. Uh, I was watching. They have schedule, but I'm not so familiar with. Yeah, Bert said you remember that commercial? Yeah, yeah. The guys. It's a Bud Light commercial, and it's like game day, and they're calling each other, and it's like hello, and they're like what's up? And they say what's up? Yeah, and like calling each other like back and forth. It's back in the day when they had like party lines where multiple people could be like on the phone. Well, now it's all video chat. It's not the same. So are you learning any Tagalog? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Bert, uh, I I learned a little bit of yeah. Those were the days. Yeah, back in the days when if you wanted to talk to someone, you gave them a call, and if they weren't home, well, you just have to plan to talk to them another time. It's like in a way, like I kind of miss the pre-cell phone days where you know uh, you might leave a message, but it was up to when the person got there. It wasn't. Now there's like it causes so much drama, like people sending messages, and like you may be busy but you look at a message and say, oh, I'll get back to them later, and then they say, well, you don't want to talk to me, you saw my message. Well, I'm like it back in the day where you just like it, like some things like technology just ruined like with relationships, like before as like you say, well, why didn't you call me back? It's like, well, I haven't been home. Back before cell phones, I haven't been home, and then people just have to take your word for it. They didn't have like a message on their phone saying that you heard their phone call. Anyway, remember what I told you? The best way to learn. No, the hater's here. What's up, the hater? Bert Rosetta Stone out. Yeah, like I said, I'm not in a watch a Tagalog movie, hang out with the community group in the neighborhood. Yeah, like I'm learning, some immersive. Like I learn phrases I think are, important, and then I practice to get the pronunciation right, and then for the rest of it, like I'll pick up stuff, immersive. Oh, what happened? But I'm not, I'm not in a, a super rush. I just, uh, basically I want to know enough Tagalog to be like friendly to everybody. If I know enough Tagalog just to, you know, be friendly and cordial with everybody I meet, then you know that'll be enough. Uh, you know what, CR? Yeah, comfort room, the toilet. Like, uh, there's like I'm, like I said, you know, and when you go to like if you're in public and you go to the CR, you know, you want to make sure that you go in the lalaki room. You got to go because I'm a lalaki, not a babae, lalaki. So, yeah, yeah, Bert, I know what bathroom to go in. James said, nowadays people stay inside their house, too afraid, sit on the front porch. Bert's laughing at me. Yeah, uh, I was watching there. There's a channel called Storytime with James, and he was in my live stream last night. But I was watching some of his videos, and he was talking about how it was in the 70s and 80s, and he was talking about like when back in the late 70s, early 80s, like when we were kids, like you know, uh, we would go outside to play, and like our parents had no idea where we were. We didn't have cell phones for us to call them or anything. All they knew was, uh, that you would be home when the street lights came on. When the street lights came on, it was time to get your ass to the house. If, you weren't in the house soon after the street lights came on, you're gonna be hell to pay. But until the street lights came on, your parents didn't worry about where you were, what you were doing. Like they had their own stuff. There, it's like, you know, it's like get the hell. They would tell us get the hell out of the house. Go find something to do. You're bothering me. SK, haha. Even Westerners, they use words CR than toilet. Bert said we were active kids. Yeah. Yeah, Bert. I mean, you know, he was given a list thing, and I added some things to his list, like bicycle helmets. When I was a kid, like there wasn't no such thing as bicycle helmets, and we tried to crack our skulls. Like we would make some kind of rickety ass ramp out of some pallets that we found and a piece of plywood, put on the top, and you know, ride our bikes as fast as we could to try to, be evil Knievel and jump over this rickety ass ramp. And like I said, we were trying to kill ourselves, because like I said, like if you got hurt, you got hurt. Like, you know, um, and it made us tough, kind of tough. Like kids today are soft. Anyway, but yeah, we'd stay out until, and then Halloween. Like we weren't getting chauffeured house to house by our parents. Like we might either start out on our own and join with a big group of kids, or meet up with a big group of kids to go trick or treating. Like walk all around in the neighborhood at dark by ourselves. Like there would be no parents around. Like our parental supervision was like all the other parents in all the other houses. We were doing something we shouldn't have been, and like someone would have got on to us. Wait. James Carter said, playing with Matchbox cars and Hot Wheel cars or G.I. Joe. Yeah, I'm going to come back to that. Bert said, yeah, we would ride over wooden pallets and branches. Yep. jump off the highest slide. Yeah, we all thought we were, we all thought we were all going to grow up to be stuntmen. But um, back to James, like when you said like the Hot Wheels cars, like I can remember, uh, bringing all my Hot Wheels cars outside, and there was uh, outside where we had there was like a playground for the kids, and they had that merry-go-round thing, but like the whole area around it was all dirt because kids running around in a circle like it was like a dog path. They wore all the grass out, so it was like a big uh, dirt area, and like we used to go out there and we would spend I would spend all day like making road. I'd be digging like tunnels for my Hot Wheels cars and like whole highway infrastructure in the dirt, like making a whole road system for my Hot Wheels cars, and never play with my Hot Wheels cars. It was just all day just constructing roads, and then the street lights would come on, and then the next day, like I'd had to build all the roads again. Anyway, uh, playing in the rain is my favorite thing to do there. Oh yeah, and Bert said we would ask our tall friend to reach for the Playboy magazine in the magazine stand. Yeah, I did that, right? Yeah, I mean, like, you know, uh, don't get me wrong. Like, I had an Atari 2600 whenever I was a kid. I was lucky like that, playing Space Invaders. But other than like the very first night, I remember the very first night we got that Atari. Like me and my dad's is like one of my favorite memories with me and dad. Like we stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning, playing Space Invaders together, and my mom said she was having bad dreams because of the doop 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 doop. Anyway, but we didn't stay inside, you know, playing video games. Even though I had a video game, like you had one TV, and it's like, you're not gonna hog up the TV playing that game all day. Like, I want to watch my show, and it was more, the family unit. Like, there was an ebb and flow. It's like, you know, uh, it's my turn to have the TV or whatever, and you did things as a family. Uh, where now it's like, families are all in like a different room on their phone or something else. It's just not as tight. Like people just aren't as close now, even though like we have the technology to, reach out more. Like actual human connection, I think is on the decline. Bert said we were careless. No one really gave a rat's ass about what we parents are doing or anything. People actually mind their own business. Yeah. you know, I think you're talking about like whooping kids in the store. Like, back in the day, like you could whoop your kid in public. It was like, and I'm not saying that, you should abuse children, but like, if you're disciplining your child, like, because, people can see, like, I'm out in public and I see like a badass kid that, needs some discipline, and I would welcome the sight of that parent giving proper discipline to a child that is, acting in a way that's not socially acceptable. Like that wouldn't bother me at all. I would applaud that parent. But nowadays, no matter what a kid is doing, and I'm talking mostly like in the U.S., no matter what the kid is doing, then like everybody just endures it, and like it's just craziness. What kids get away with these days. James said, "Do you remember playing hide and seek in the dark?" I mean, I remember playing hide and seek, but I don't remember. I don't remember playing. I don't know. Bert said, only one of our friends would have the Atari, and we would all go to his house and play and eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and play outside all day. Yeah, and that, that's the thing, and like, you know, it was the same thing. Like, I had another friend in the neighborhood that had like the ColecoVision, but we'd take turns like go to each other's house and play, and then you know, I mean, you could have friends over at your house, but after about an hour or so, your mom or if your dad was home, like they say, y'all kids get the hell outside, go do something. You know, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't now like kids are like got all that stuff in their room and they're isolated but you know I don't know, it was just a different time with having friends, not that I had a lot of friends when I was growing up, but you know you go outside and play and I don't know, it just I don't know, made you a better person, I think, like socially. Uh, Now, like I said, social media is, basically a way where you don't actually have to talk to anybody. You communicate with all kinds of people, but you don't actually talk to somebody and like take an interest in their life and have experiences with them and like how many times you see you go out to eat with friends and then like everybody is sitting there on their phone talking to somebody else, like what the hell kind of sense does that make? It's like you know we're all out together, like let's interact with each other, not just be in the same room and interact with someone else. Like that doesn't make any sense to me, never has. SK said, I didn't see, I was always the one who got caught first thing. So SK, you were a terrible hider, or you just didn't want to be stuck hiding in a place. That's what it was, SK. You're like, when they hide their eyes, SK just kind of stood there and waited till they turned around and got tagged out. That way he could go sit down, wait for everybody else to, like, that stuck in a hole or something with bushes over their head. He's laughing at him. That dummy. He over there, like, in that cramped space for a long period of time, trying to hide. Bert said, we slowly became a third world country. What do you mean by that, Bert? What was favorite cartoon growing up? My favorite cartoon was, I'm trying to think. Like, I want to say, well, it was Tom and Jerry. Like nothing, like as far as, cartoons that made me laugh. Like even today, like, you can catch certain Tom and Jerry cartoons, like they still make me laugh. It's just, you know, it's hilarious. But I like Tom and Jerry, and I like the Laugh Olympics. It was like a I don't know if anybody remembers the Laugh Olympics. It has Hanna-Barbera and what was it? The Yogi. The, they had like different groups. It had like the the villains, and it had that Muttley, the dog that had that weird laugh, like I can't do it the laugh, but is anyway. But I think that was his name, like Muttley. It was like but he was on the bad guys team. Have you been to any southern states lately? Well, I mean, just over a month ago, I was in Arkansas for a couple months. I mean, I would definitely categorize Arkansas as a southern state. So, Dollar General store, the Family Dollar has taken over. Yeah, I mean, that's because people don't have no money. You know, uh, one reason malls like went away in the U.S. was because of online shopping, but the other reason is like people just didn't have the disposable income to go around walking or doing stuff in malls um, like they're working just to get by. But yeah, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. I think there was another. There's Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar. Seemed like there was another one of those dollar type stores, but Bert said you're absolutely right, Ray. Thank you, Bert. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to, to bash, the way it is in the U.S., but like and see, we reminisce, like, there's things now that were better than when we were kids. Can't think of any off the top of my head, but in all seriousness, like, it's easy to reminisce and just remember, like the good things, and I mean, there's progress that's been made, but as far as human interaction, I think worldwide, like, social media is a problem, and it's kind of weird. I'm on social media and talking bad about social media, but um, like I talk about connecting with people, and you know uh, having actual interactions with people, and social media has its place, and there's a lot of good aspects about social media, and being connected with people, and learning things, and but at the same time, it's like when we were kids going over to each other's house playing video games, someone was there to put a limit on that. It's like, you need to go out and do something else. And like nowadays, like nobody's limiting, like even adults, there there's no limit to, as soon as they're somewhere where it's still and quiet, then immediately the phone is up to their face. And I don't know. I don't know how that could ever change now that it's gotten to that point. But I do, and I encourage you guys too. If you or if you go somewhere with a group of friends or whatever, and you know, they all have their phones out, shame the shit out of them. Say, look, I said, you're out with friends. Am I your friend or am I not your friend? Do I need you to go somewhere else so that I can, FaceTime you so that you'll talk to me? Shame the shit out of them. Uh, wait, hold on. Philippines maybe third world, but many have more family values than a lot of American cities. Yeah, like, you know, family values have kind of declined, not kind of, have declined in the West. SK says, I suddenly miss Ozzy Osbourne. I think I get high. All right, SK. Do you, boo? I was talking today about weed. I can't smoke weed. Um, like I've always said, like I am 150% for legalization. Like, if people want to do it and they enjoy it, I don't care. Like it, like I don't think it should be that big of a deal. But when it comes to me personally, like y'all gonna laugh at me, but whenever I've smoked weed, like I always get like kind of red, flushed, and I feel like I have to go poop. I don't actually have to go poop, but like I'll be high sitting on the toilet because I think at any moment I'm gonna have to poop. And if I'm not sitting on the toilet, then I'm walking around like, you know, I have to go poop. But I don't like it. I don't like it. James said, no cell phones at restaurant when we go out to eat. Yeah, I mean, that's a good rule. Gina said, hello, Sir Ray, number 13, like, hey, Gina, how you doing? How you doing, girl? What you doing? You get your workout in today? Wait, hold on, we got, what is this? Oh, hey, come over here. What? I don't know. Anyway, Craig Hamda said, wow, now we're talking shit. Yeah, let's talk some shit, Craig. We talking shit about how it, how it was good back in the old days. Gina said, I'm going back home now, Sir Ray, from my holiday. Okay, so you're uh, going you're going home for the holidays. Is that what it is? I don't know. Nowhere out today. I cook dishes and do market for lunch. Okay. What do you, Craig? What are you up to? What'd you get up to today? And what was your favorite part about being a kid in our generation? Bert said, I'm curious, Ray, are there mosquitoes there in the balcony since you got it wide open? No, Bert, I hardly ever experience any mosquitoes here. And mosquitoes love them some Ray. Like, I don't know if it's my sweetness, but like if I'm somewhere where there's mosquitoes anywhere in the area, they are going to be very attracted to all of this. Like I am delicious to mosquitoes, but here, no, I don't get bitten by mosquitoes, which is another big plus, big check mark in the side for Tagaytay. Going home to my employer house from boarding house. Okay. Craig said he worked in his garden all day. I miss all those concerts. Okay. You used to go to a lot of. What was Oh, Aerosmith, Metallica. What was your favorite concert, Craig? Uh, Jessa's making all kinds of emoji faces. Uh, I, uh, I don't know. It's hard for me to pick my favorite concert. I've been to some memorable ones. Um, I it's so hard because I've got like, iconic memories at certain concerts. um, like I had, man, that's tough. Like I asked the question, I should have an answer. Um, I'll give you my top three. Um, uh, Whenever I was 18, uh, it was an outdoor concert. The like warm up bands were just nobodies, local bands, but the headliner was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and I was right up, like close to the stage. You know, I was 18 years old. Had my flowing blonde hair and blue eyes, and I was right there, close to the stage. And I swear to you, I would not lie to you, but Joan Jett looked right at me and winked at me. Joan Jett was feeling me. I'm telling you, like, I mean, you guys know when you know a girl is actually flirting with you. Yeah, Joan Jett liked her some Ray. That's all I'm gonna say. Number two would be Guns N' Roses in Indianapolis. It was also an outdoor concert. It was, I think, Skid Row and Guns N' Roses. When they were still together. This was early '90s, um, and and I, I'll tell that story some other time. But it was a good concert, and and then like later in life, tied for three, I saw Meatloaf. And like, if one thing you need to know about my family, like my brothers and sisters, like kind of our thing is Meatloaf. Like, we'll get together and we'll be singing Meatloaf songs together. But I got to see Meatloaf in Canada, and that was, you know, all the Canadians around me were all looking at me weird because like I'm singing along to every song at the top of my lungs and just having a good old time. And anyway, those are my top three. Boom, boom. Craig said probably the Grateful Dead. Okay, you were a Deadhead, Craig. Bert making all kinds of emojis. Mosquito coming in and out. If mosquitoes are coming in and out, like I don't care as long as they're not biting me. Like I, I don't know they're here. Bert said my brother went to ELO concert. I like ELO. Craig Ham said, "Yeah, I know what you mean. So many memories back in LA in '77." Okay, that would have been cool. SK, wow, you are so professional in music. What do you mean, SK? Meatloaf. Meatloaf was awesome, SK. Though it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night, I can see paradise by the dashboard light. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely dressed. Baby, can't you feel my heart? You got it drowning out the radio. Parking by the lake and there was not another car in sight. See, I'm gonna get started now. Love me some meatloaf. But yeah, this might be an early stream tonight. I done drove everybody away with my bad singing. Or I don't know what happened. Gotta drive up the rain. Park my. Oh, wait. SKA is so awesome. Are you being sarcastic, SK? I don't care. I like meatloaf. Like it, wait, what is my robot thing doing? It's acting weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I look like I can't tell. Look like the viewers have went down. I don't know. Everybody cutting out. All right. Boy, Kid Rock there in Houston, Texas. Getting a jump on washing clothes before church. All right, James. Are y'all going to the service, or are you gonna watch it on TV? What's up, Ray? What's up, Go Rev? How you doing? How's your mama now? And in case y'all don't know, that's a Louisiana thing. As you know, uh, like whenever we see a friend, we say, "Hey, how you doing? How's your mama and them?" It's like, "How are you? How's your family? How's your mama and them?" That's Louisiana for your family. How's your mama and them? Uh, is it Ray or Ray? SK, I love him too. Okay. There you. I love all musicians, especially rockers. It is Ray. Go Rub, just Ray. And I actually went to the principal's office when I was I think I was like 11 years old or something like that. I remember I was like in the sixth grade, and I had a teacher in the sixth grade that insisted on calling me Raymond, and um, I politely informed her. I said, "My name's not Raymond; it's Ray," and she insisted that Ray was just a nickname and my name was Raymond. I was like, no. And, I mean, back in those days, you can't disagree with a teacher, but I wasn't backing down. It's my name. I know what the hell my name is. Who are you to argue with me about my name? You know? Uh, so, anyway, um, I ended up getting sent to the principal's office because I wouldn't back down about my name being Ray and not Raymond. And so ever since, like, I've always hated when people call me Raymond because of that incident. It's like, so everybody loves Raymond except for me. I don't like the name Raymond. Craig said, yeah, I worked with a bunch of them Cadence there in Houston. Wait a minute, hold on. Kid Rock, Cadence there in Houston. What advice would you give a 20-year-old? Wow, I mean, there's a like if I could give you or if I could give you one piece of advice, um, it would be happy. And if whatever you're doing in life is not making you happy, stop doing it. You know, like there are, you know, multimillionaires in the world that are miserable. And, you know, money's not everything. Like you have to enjoy your life. You only have one. And so if you're not enjoying your life, like, you got to take that seriously, because your life is precious. You know, you should view your life as precious to you and value it. And, you know, don't waste it doing stuff that doesn't matter. Um, I'm not saying be selfish or, you know, I mean, always be kind to other people. But as far as, you know, decisions you make for your life, make sure you make decisions that are going to make you happy. Whether they work out or not, doesn't matter. As long as you're making decisions that you're trying, you're striving, always striving for happiness. And that's my advice to you. Go over there. I thought Raymond, even you said Ray, well, it's common, you know, most people, you know, Ray is short for Raymond. You know, it's like, you know, calling someone Michael Mike, or, you know, but no, my name on my birth certificate. In fact, wait, no, I guess I can leave it and follow. Hold on, wait, hold on. Hey, let me stop this thing from following. Okay. Certificate of live birth from the state of Louisiana. See? Ray Wesley, that's my name. Ray Wesley Moore. Ain't no Raymond here. Raymond don't live here. Oh, where we at? All right. Cajun. Don't do drugs, don't drink alcohol. Why not? I mean, I'm not saying that you should get heavily involved in either of those things, but everything in moderation. Mr. Dumpling said, thanks, man. God bless. God bless you too, Mr. Dumpling. I hope to see you again in, you know, a live stream, or, you know, check me out. Keep in contact. Let me know how you doing. Craig Hammond, I think the biggest regret in my life was starting drugs and alcohol. Yeah, and that, you know, that can be the case. It's easy to, you know, to take those things too far. Elliot Dela Cruz, do you have a Filipino wife? Nope. I am single. Billy is up. Oh my goodness. Is that early for her? Is she normally up later than now, James? Gora said, cheers to that, man. That's 100%. Live the way you want to, and main thing, live happy. Absolutely. Like, you know, that's what I preach to everybody. But, you know, I definitely preach it to young people. Like I tell young people now, you know, that I'm in the Philippines, but, you know, if someone would have given me this advice when I was younger, you know, it's like, don't buy anything. whatever money that you know, want to spend extra to buy something. Well, I'm not saying don't buy anything, but like don't go and you know, pay these high car note for this fancy car that's basically just get you to point A to point B. That's not going to make you happy. Like, what'll make you happy is buying you a used car that'll get you to point A or point B, taking all the extra money that you would have spent on that car and, you know, put it in an investment or savings or whatever, and then retire early and have more time actually enjoying your life in whatever way that you want. Like, you'll get more years of happiness out of that than uh, the fleeting year or two of having a cool new car. Um, like, you know, life should work backwards. Like, you know, young people are trying to buy up all kinds of stuff. Don't do that. That's backwards. Like, uh, you know, have all the nice stuff when you get older. Like, either that or actually life should work backwards. Like, you should, like, I don't know how this would work, but a whole Benjamin Button situation. But like, you know, you start out your life, and then um, like the middle part. Wait, I'm trying to figure out how this will work, because like when you're young enough to really enjoy your life, like I think you should be given like everything that you're gonna make in your life for your retirement, and and just enjoy it. And then, you know, once you say like go from, you know, 18 to 38, then you start working because you're too old to do shit anyway. So like work when you're old and have all your money when you're young. Like that would be a perfect system if someone could figure that out. Like have your retirement in your 20s, and then let's see. Wait. Uh, James said making her coffee. Okay, making Billy some coffee. Go Rub. I don't have that birth certificate. My parents have only hospital records, not registered for a local authority birth certificate. Okay, Go Rub. And thing is, I have passport and all documents, just not birth certificate. Oh, that's cool. I was just being funny, like just showing you my birth certificate that, yeah, my name is actually just Ray. Elliot Dela Cruz, how much money you spend per month? Um, Less than $2,000, but um, like I don't like it depends on what I'm doing that month. Like my apartment with the fees is, you know, less than $300 a month, and my electricity's not that much. My internet's not that much. My fixed bills are probably like under it's my fixed bills are under $1,000, like all my bills. So um, you know, groceries and eating out and stuff like that can get expensive. Mr. Dumpling says I agree. Yeah, man. Like I said, you know, I hope I keep seeing you like in my live chat. I love to have some young dudes, some nephews, all you young guys come in my chat calling me Unc. And so I just call all you nephew. What up, Neff? Amy said, hey, sir, young man, Ray. How are you, sir, Ray? I'm doing good, Amy. You know, I actually ate a lot today. Like I have been just, you know, not really eating, but like today I had cheesecake and some terrible pork chops. They were terrible pork chops. Terrible. I can't stress how bad these pork chops were. I mean, I guess they didn't taste bad, but they're just so dried out from a restaurant. Like, I hate that. Like, if I'm paying money, like, I expect food to be good. I don't know. And then that's pizza. What you been doing today, Amy? Let me do what we got in here. I'm gonna come over here and have a cigarette. I have a few every day. But yeah, I need to lose weight. You see, look at that. Look at that. I got like whenever I move, like I got a little bit of something right there. Gotta get rid of that. Gotta get rid of that little bit of something there. Mr. Dumplings, my 20-year-old nephew, where are you from? James, what phone game app do you play? You know, I hardly ever like play any phone games on my phone anymore. I was playing Clash Royale, like my main game, and I might play that for, 10, 15 minutes a day now, when I have nothing to do. And every once in a while, I've got Risk on my phone. You remember the board game Risk? Well, I've got like a mobile version, and a game of Risk. I mean, you know how long it can take. Like, like a game might take like an hour and a half to play. So I mean, I don't play that all the time, but every once in a while, I'll, play a game of Risk, and that's the only two games I've got on my phone. The rest of the time, I'm doing stuff on YouTube, like watching different YouTubers live streams, or playing their videos, or watching videos, learning more about how to make videos, or like I need to like cancel all of my streaming subscriptions because I can't even remember. Like it's been at least a week since I've watched anything on TV. I don't really watch TV anymore. I always hear, like, especially on the weekend, like in the distance, like I hear singing. Like there must be some kind of big karaoke thing that's going on over there every weekend. I don't know where it's at. I guess I could just follow the sound of the music, show up. But they're always getting down somewhere over there in that area. Oh, there's some people down there playing basketball. Like the court looks wet. I hope nobody slips. Billy says hi. Hi, Billy. How you doing, girl? James said that you just sleeping all the time. What's going on with that? I'm just messing with you. He didn't say that. I need to figure out how to ship my wireless microphones to the manufacturer. Like they approved my claim because the receiver part for my wireless microphone messed up, and I've only had the things for a couple months, but they said to send it back and they'll send me a new one. So I got to figure out a way to ship it to them. I got to maybe do that sometime next week. Maybe. We'll see. Well, now that the house is kind of clean, I don't know. Maybe I can start working on a video. I know I'll make a script for the live stream tomorrow because I like the idea of, since it's National Heroes Day in the Philippines. I'm gonna probably, after I finish this live stream, I'm gonna scroll on my phone and learn about Filipino heroes and pick the ones that I think are the most interesting and talk about them. I'll do a video about that tomorrow. Hey, Machoma Icho said hi. Hey, Machomo, am I saying that right? Where are you from? Hey, I'm frozen. Why am I frozen? I need to. Give me a second, I'll fix that. Yeah, give me a second, I gotta fix that. Okay. We're back. We're back live and in living color. I'm about at the hour and a half point. And normally whenever I've been on for an hour and a half, I say, I give it maybe about 5 more minutes and I'll sign off. And whenever I do that, then all kinds of people show up, come out of the woodwork and start talking. But I don't know if that's going to be the case tonight. It's been kind of quiet for a live stream. So I think I might end this thing and go research Filipino heroes. I think that's what I'm going to go do. So until tomorrow, for Ray's history of Filipino heroes tomorrow. For tonight, who dat? Love you all.